Hi everyone and happy Friday. I hope you're all enjoying your holiday week and gearing up for New Year's, which is right around the corner. I don't know what happened in 2024, but we're already in 2025. So here we are. The recipe I wanted to make today would actually be perfect if you are doing something for New Year's and you're looking for a nice healthy side dish, kind of starting those healthy resolutions a little bit early. We're gonna do a roasted potato, but we're gonna use the air fryer, and that'll keep them nice and crispy and kind of having that French fry-ish texture that we really like in our food. But we're gonna keep them nice and healthy because we'll be using the air fryer instead of grease and other fatty things to fry the potatoes. So this is what they'll look like when they're all done. You see that they're nice and brown here. They're very, very tasty, very good. So the way I did these was I cut the slices into about 1/4-inch pieces here. So I did little circle type, just kind of slice my potato. But you'll see they're not super thick, but you can always adjust that if you like a thicker potato, a less crispy potato, but the thinner they are, the more of that French fry-y taste they have, I find. So that's what I did with the potatoes here. But to season them, we have a few spices here on the sides. So the base is going to be olive oil. So we're gonna pour that in the bowl first. Okay, it's just a tablespoon of olive oil here. This recipe is for 1 pound of potatoes, so you will have to adjust it if you're feeding many, okay? So we have our olive oil, then we have 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm gonna put that in our bowl. And then I have 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder here. Okay, then we have 1/2 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes, which are really good. And then I also have just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. When I make these at home, I don't even put the salt on it. I really just do the spices. But for those of you who like your salt just a little bit, you really don't even need it. So that's my plug there with the salt. All right, so once everything's in that bowl, I'm just gonna whisk it together so it all mixes. And I know it's hard to see kind of in here because it is a small batch of a recipe here, but it'll all look like that, nice coating there. And then I'm just gonna pour my potato slices into the bowl, and you just coat them all. So you can toss or use a spoon. My hands are clean, so I'm just gonna use my hands to make sure that they're all coated evenly here. Okay. It helps if you have a larger bowl, but for the sake of the video, I use a smaller one just so it's easier for you guys to kind of see what that mixture looks like at the end. You can also use any type of potato you want to. So I have yellow potatoes here for this recipe, but when I do these at home for Christmas, we actually did the little baby potatoes, those little tiny ones. And it was really good with those. You don't even have to slice those because they're already so small. You can use red potatoes. I know a lot of times those are cheaper than some of the other types of potatoes, so those are always a good option. Pretty much any kind. I've never done it with sweet potato, but it does sound good. If anyone wants to try that out, let me know how it turns out. Please do. So I'm nice and coated here. So you can see the seasoning all throughout. It's on both sides here of my potatoes. And then I'm just gonna lay them out in the air fryer. So if you don't have an air fryer, you can actually do this recipe in the oven. And it also is kind of a matter what's faster. So you see here in our office, we have kind of a smaller air fryer, so I can really only fit about 6 wedges in this one at a time. I bake them for 5 minutes on one side, and then I take this little drawer out and I flip them over, and I bake for another 5 minutes on the other side at about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So the time and temperature may vary depending on the size of your air fryer and how many potatoes you kind of put in there at any time, but they will turn out looking nice like this. You'll see some of them I like get a little crispier than others. So however you like your potatoes, that'll kind of influence how long you cook them for. So I hope you guys give this recipe a shot. It's really easy. I love those simple recipes that you just throw together and let the oven do all the work or the air fryer do all the work. So I hope it fits well into your holiday plans as we move into 2025. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys on the other side of the new year. Enjoy.